If you feel you have what it takes to be awarded as the best in the business, here is your chance to apply. Head on over to our website, download the form and apply. If you face any troubles when applying or feel the need to get in touch with us directly, email us, call us, tweet at me directly at Sunanda_J or join our Facebook group. Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, ET Now special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. This is the only daily MSME platform in the country, a show where you can voice your concerns and get answers to all your queries directly from our team of experts. We understand the issues that you, the MSME entrepreneur, face, and the show aims to bring you the most relevant and the most updated information on everything related to your businesses. On the show today, we have a chat going with Gadgets 360 on our Inside segment, and on our Bright Sparks segment, we have beautiful destinations as well as Achilles heel. We often feature software experts on our show when we talk about technology. So today, while we continue talking about tech, we thought of bringing you an expert voice from the gadget space, an online expert to help you understand which gadgets and why you should be featuring on your list as an entrepreneur. I spoke with Gadgets 360 earlier. Here's what they had to say. Bhavna, thank you very much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow on ET Now. Let me start by talking to you about your own entrepreneurial journey, where that started and why you decided to go the entrepreneurial route.
So it has been personally very rewarding. I think being an entrepreneur is a great thing. It brings a lot of meaning to your life. It changes you completely. It really transforms you. And I did start my own entrepreneurial journey several years ago, I think over 10 years ago, when there was no concept of digital commerce, there was no concept of any transaction happening online. So this was extremely challenging. When I started that, when I first launched my own online travel auctions with one of the companies I was associated with, I think that was extremely innovative, ahead of its time. And it really shattered a lot of myths. So I think that really challenged my own beliefs and the ecosystem around me, because a lot of people really, of course, like anywhere else, there are a lot of naysayers. They feel that no, it can't be done, and it has never been done, and why are we really trying this? But I think we did the impossible. I personally found it extremely rewarding for my own self. I learned a lot of things, after I launched this, because, people used to think that using a credit card online 10 years ago, right, was a really big deal. Buying a ticket online was something that was never heard of. So, we practically did all of that, and very successfully. And after that, when I had the chance to co-found Yatra, that was an amazing roller coaster journey. Starting something from zero and taking this to a mind-boggling level, I think that I couldn't have asked for a better start with that, because there was zero ecosystem in the country for for something as big as Yatra or some of the other companies like Make My Trip, right? When they literally created this entire ecosystem of online commerce, and of course later when the other biggies in e-commerce, when they entered, a lot was already done by some of the biggest OTAs. So I think that was a turning point for the digital commerce industry. So that's something that I absolutely love doing.
In your present venture, you work with a pure play, if I can call it, tech and digital company. What is the market for such niche and specialized e-commerce ventures in India?
Let me just take a moment to explain what Gadgets 360 really does. Right, it's a very deep technology and gadgets vertical, unlike anywhere else in the world. We talk about news, we talk about reviews around gadgets and technology space. We tell people what to do with your gadgets, how to use them well. We tell people why to use them, where to buy it from. We really care for your users, because there is no other vertical that has married the concept of content, community, and commerce. Either people are content company, either people are running content companies or they're running commerce companies, especially in the gadgets vertical. But there's no other vertical which is as deep as what we have accomplished in last 1 year, and it is the largest gadgets vertical in the country right now, where you can, we also do a lot of price comparison. So either, you can find out what to do with your gadgets, or you can talk about it with the leading, influencers, with the leading experts around gadget space, or you can even buy. We also sell gadgets. But one thing that really differentiates us, Sunanda, is that unlike other e-commerce companies, we don't really push products to the users saying that, only buy it from us. Because of the price comparison that we have built, we tell people that, you have the best deals available in front of you. So either buy it from us or buy it through other partners, wherever you get the best deal. So we don't really differentiate amongst users. And where we've created this ecosystem where we service every single need of the consumer. Unlike, saying that there is a fit out that, either you read about it or you transact. Here you can do everything around gadgets. So that's a very big differentiator that we have been able to create. In fact, just to give you a perspective, last month we got 30 million unique visitors on our digital platform. People simply came to find out, what are the latest gadgets that have come in and where to buy and what to buy. So, that's a very, very, large number of gadget loving audience that we cater to.
You're also a mentor as far as digital startups go. Can you, for the sake of our viewers, list what, in your opinion, should and must be the top 5 do's and don'ts for digital startups?
So I think, especially now, I think it's a great time to be an entrepreneur, and that too in the digital economy. Number one thing that one really needs to look for is the sustainability of the business idea that you have. A lot of times entrepreneurs feel very passionate and they feel that whatever they're working on, is absolutely worth it and will scale. But then there are a lot of misses, more than the hits. So it's very important for them to figure out how sustainable their idea is, how scalable it is. Especially when we are seeing such intense competition in the industry, in the offline scenario, in the online scenario. So it's very important for them to see what are the fundamentals of the business? What if I don't raise capital, at the right time? So how am I able to really sustain the idea, and can I drive a very strong proof of concept before I raise capital? So I think those fundamentals are the most important thing for you to drive. Secondly, it's very important for you to figure out what is your target audience. A lot of times, I come across a lot of entrepreneurs who feel that, the entire India is my target audience. Unless you're a really big guy and, has very deep pockets, you really can't make that statement even in your own head, let alone in front of your teams. So it's very important for you to segment your market well, because in the beginning there's a very limited capital and most importantly limited bandwidth. So it is very important for you to see who's my target audience and how I can really go behind them. Because if you've figured out that these are the set of my consumers, these are my target audience, these are my potential early adopters, only then you can channelize your time, your capital and your bandwidth well and say that let me only go after these early adopters for my business.
As part of mentoring such digital startups, do you also help them work through what profitable ideas are? What defines a profitable idea versus another? And how do you encourage startups to really find those ideas which you think can go to market? What's hygiene is what I'm trying to understand.
So in terms of hygiene, as I just mentioned, it's very important for you to see that depending on the size of the business that I'm catering to, how much is the scalability that's possible without the capital, that I intend raising in the near future and after I've raised the capital. Because these are these are two separate set of equations that happen when you raise capital. For example, today I may feel on an Excel sheet, right, the business may look good. On an Excel sheet, the business may look like that, I'll be able to turn this profitable. But when you really go down to the grassroots level and when you start driving this, there's an intense ecosystem. There's a literally cutthroat competition for certain segments, certain industry niches that have come up, right? I mean, there are players that have deeper pockets. While you may want to drive a profitable business, you may think that let me turn the business contribution positive. Let me start off by saying that, okay, let me at least start covering. I mean, if I were to talk about e-commerce, let me at least start covering my immediate direct cost, like, like a delivery cost, like the payment gateway cost, so that at least contribution margins are positive. But a lot of times what happens is that, in an effort to do that, we cut a sorry figure by saying that, okay, fine, let me not look for scale, let me go for a low value unit, right, so that my order numbers are more. I mean, we end up changing our strategy compared to what we started out with. So I think it's very important for you to realize that if you don't have capital for next 2 years, how am I going to turn this business profitable? How are my unit economics working? Once you've figured out that what my unit economics are, after I've included my cost of acquisition, I mean, don't run this for VCs. If I run this for my own self, if I feel that my unit economics are absolutely making sense, my acquisition costs are in control. That means with every consumer that I'm acquiring, I'm not losing money, because for that matter, unless you're there for a really long run, supported by some of the best VCs who have the patience to for you to scale the business, I think it's very important for you to figure out, is it really making sense for me to acquire more people at loss? Because that's what a lot of bigger players end up doing, in order to grow.
All right, Bhavna, thank you very much for speaking with us here on ET Now. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're featuring 2 companies tonight on our Bright Spark segment, Beautiful Destinations and Achilles Heel. Welcome back. With us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight we're featuring Beautiful Destinations and Achilles Heel on our Bright Spark segment. Traveling the world is everyone's dream, but it needn't necessarily be your job. But one man has managed to make globetrotting his job and has taken social media by storm with beautiful pictures and videos from some of the most beautiful destinations across the globe. Shubhangi Sinha caught up with the founder of Beautiful Destinations on their maiden visit to India to bring you the MSME entrepreneur tips on how to tap into the latent power of social media. Take a look.
New York, Abu Dhabi, Westminster, you name it, and the company Beautiful Destinations has managed to capture the most enchanting places across the globe. This company was founded in 2012 and has come a long way since then.
We're the creative agency behind the largest travel community in the world on social media today. So Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat, we have over 12.5 million people in 180 countries around the world that turn to us every day for inspiration on where to travel, how to travel, the places to go to and the experiences to have when they do travel. So we started actually as purely an Instagram account. It was a passion project that was supposed to be about celebrating the beauty of the world through the lens of real people traveling. It's only really been in the last 18 months that it's become the business it's become.
Beautiful Destinations is a platform based completely on social media. The content created by the company enjoys millions of followers on Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat. Emphasizing on the power of social media, this team believes that content is undoubtedly the king.
We focused really heavily on creating genuine and authentic content that was focused much less on branded messaging and much more on what the genuine experience is to travel. And so there are plenty of other accounts that are in a similar space to us that have taken brand advertising and they've taken the marketing messages of brands and they've done sponsored posts and sponsored ads on their accounts, and credit to them because that's their business model. But for us, we think we've been able to build our audience by always being genuine and authentic to the mission of celebrating the beauty of the world and all the amazing people and places and cultures that exist within the world.
For the first time ever, we're opening up the application process to the public.
Beautiful Destinations not only makes this content available via social media, they're also hiring people via portfolios on the same. The company strongly advises MSMEs and entrepreneurs to gain visibility via popular social platforms.
The power of social media is that it is a real-time way to communicate with people. So whatever the message is, I mean, with the world's coolest job, the message we were trying to put out there was we want to hire people. But whether you're an Indian company or an international company, if you want to talk to people about recruitment, you can do it through social media. If you want to talk to people about your marketing campaigns, you can do it through social media. If you want to talk to people about corporate social responsibility, you can do it all through social media. I think the power there is recognizing and then learning how to tell visual stories that are appealing on a mobile and on social. I think that's very powerful for anybody to do.
Beautiful Destinations team is on a 3-city tour in India, spanning across Agra, New Delhi and Jaipur. Being their maiden visit, Incredible India had a lot to offer. Beautiful Destinations started out small and still has a close-knit team that caters to consumers who are spoiled for choice in a crowded travel blogging landscape. In such a scenario, ensuring over 1 million followers is no easy feat, and we decided to ask the man with the coolest job what his advice for MSMEs surviving competitive markets would be.
So the first thing I'd say is to really find out what your brand identity is. So really focus on who it is that you are and what's important to your brand and how you can then translate that onto social media. And the second thing, just to have a consistent and regular posting schedule. So just to make sure that you're always telling a story, that you're always communicating with your audience, because that is a really powerful way of making sure that you're top of mind for people. Find other accounts or other people that are in your industry or complementary industries and use social media as a way to talk to each other and share stories with each other for the benefit of your audience.
Never-ending landscapes, tallest of mountains and the deepest of oceans. Beautiful Destinations has brought to its followers visual treats from around the world and undoubtedly left all of us with wanderlust like never before.
Sometimes putting your best foot forward simply requires slipping into the right pair of shoes, and helping patrons do just that is luxury men's footwear brand Achilles Heel. Pooja Jain visited their in-store studio and workshops to understand how the company has really gone about capitalizing on a market need and some tips for you, the MSME entrepreneur. Take a look.
Achilles Heel offers made-to-measure bespoke shoes, empowering its male clientele to customize the style, shape and sole of their footwear, all to their liking. However, the endless customization options at Achilles Heel are perhaps only exceeded by the high-touch customer service experience. The company invited us to walk a mile in their shoes, and we jumped at the opportunity.
So first of all, very curious to understand the backstory behind the brand name Achilles Heel.
So Achilles Heel actually came about as an inspiration from the Greek legend Achilles. The phrase itself means weakness. So we see it as every buyer's weakness for our shoes. So that's where the name actually came about. Taking inspiration from what the buyer really wants, and then we create something special for them, which is what we say handcrafted, custom crafted with love.
So as a woman entrepreneur, what inspired you to launch a luxury men's footwear line?
Achilles Heel was born to break the uniformity and the synthetic flatness of the mass market. When we launched the brand, we launched it as a bespoke footwear line for custom crafted men's footwear, of course, because we realized that we had to fill a need-based gap. So we had to give the sartorial man some options. Women had many options, of course. In the apparel industry, there were too many options, even for men. So I think footwear was the stream that I decided to choose. And Achilles Heel actually strives to maintain a fine balance between the traditional and the classic, of course, and the modern.
And how would you describe your target market? Does one have to be a shoe connoisseur to relish in the Achilles Heel experience?
It's an honor to be dealing with shoe connoisseurs, of course, who have the knowledge of the stitch, of the construction, because then we are able to serve them better. But at the same time, when we get a person who is not aware of what the stitch is like or the construction is like, then we are happy to educate them. Because every service that you provide, whether it's a luxury brand or an aspirational luxury brand or any traditional local shoemaker, there are always copycats. There are always brands who want to provide the same service that you're providing. But I believe that a technical know-how and actually being certified and having the education is really important to be able to give that comfort fit.
So exquisite craftsmanship and extreme comfort don't always go hand in hand. How do you strike that balance?
When it comes to craftsmanship, actually, we take pride in handcrafting every pair that we make. Every pair is uniquely designed, of course, to the customer's needs. And at the same time, I take care of every detail that goes in, custom crafting the pair. And I personally believe that a man or any woman for that matter, there are two things that you really want to spend on. Either it's your bed or it's your shoe, because if you're not in one, you're in the other.
So customers describe the online retail experience in-house as particularly rich and a true extension of the brand. What are the elements that make it so?
Achilles Heel is a digitally innovative brand, and here we have 1.5 million permutation combinations actually, where you can actually select your leather, you can select your design, you can select your style. Any style you want, any color you want, any material you want for any occasion that you may have in mind. So we are trying to do omni-channel retailing for that matter, where we are bringing in offline experience to the online space and online experience to the brick and mortar.
Beyond the shoe being a luxurious product, you've made the experience itself of shopping for the shoe a luxury. So what's next for Achilles Heel?
So honestly, footwear market in India itself is a 38,700 crore market. Globally, we produce about 22 billion pairs per year. 15% of that is actually the Indian market, which is about 3 billion pairs produced in a year in India itself. And if I were to give you more figures, then 95% of that production is all domestic. So we are doing very well in India too. And for us, I think it's very important, and Achilles Heel strives to give exceptional quality goods, whether it's aesthetically and also technically, deliver the service. We strive to stage experiences online and offline, and of course guide transformations. I think that is what sets us apart.
With Achilles Heel, the shoes are just as much a luxury as the shoe shopping experience itself. With a staff of fewer than a dozen fulfilling all the domestic and international custom orders this busy festive season, Achilles Heel is blazing forward with both feet firmly planted on the ground.
Completely out of time then in this episode. Do remember, if you have a company that wants to be featured on the Leaders of Tomorrow, we'd love to hear from you. You can write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can personally tweet at me at Sunanda_J. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT, or always call us on that number that you see on your screen. We promise to have all your queries answered. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. If you feel you have what it takes to be awarded as the best in the business, here is your chance to apply. Head on over to our website, download the form and apply. If you face any troubles when applying or feel the need to get in touch with us directly, email us, call us, tweet at me directly at Sunanda_J or join our Facebook group.